Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here. So it's finally time to start covering Mannadium, and I'm really excited for this because I've even been playing this deck in the grand scheme of things all that long, just a couple of days, and I immediately love it. I am so into this deck, and I can't wait to share how it works with you all. We're going to start with today's video, which is going to be our combo guide, and then tomorrow we're going to see this exact list in action for a deck profile. One thing, actually a couple of things I want to note about this combo guide. So when I was doing research for Mannadium to try to figure out what all plays I was going to do and also the build, I found it to be a little bit overwhelming, right? There's a lot of different engines you can play between the Hero Lives engine, between the Zodiac engine, between the Kashtira package, which is what we're on here. And then there's also the differences between TCG and OCG builds, and then there's like, okay, there's also stuff we have in Master Duel, but we don't have. There's other cards we don't have yet. So yeah, I tried to find out, you know, not only what build I wanted to make, but also what plays even. And it was a bit confusing because it seemed like all the combo guides were tailored to certain builds. So what I want to do for this combo guide, even though I'm playing the Kashtira package, that's not going to matter because the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to show you combo lines that will apply to every single Mannadium build. So no matter which package or variant you end up using, you'll be able to apply what you see here in this video to your deck. Now, there are going to be lines if you're on a certain package that package can do that I'm not going to be able to show off because, well, I'm not on it. The Hero Lives package, for instance, I know is capable of summoning the Baronne out before you get to 5 summons, so it plays around Nibiru. But again, we don't have a Hero Lives, so I'm not going to be showing that off. Again, however, the lines I will show should apply to each and every Mannadium build. One thing I do want to note is that some of the combos I'll be performing will end on IP and Elf. However, these cards are very optional to play in Mannadium. You do not have to play Elf plus IP. You do, however, generally pretty much always have to play an Appaloosa. So what I'll do is I'll point out when we get to that point in those combos, hey, if you're not on Elf plus IP, you make the Appaloosa here by doing this. But again, we are on Elf plus IP, so I'll be showing that off as well. That's really going to be one of the main kind of differences probably from my combos as opposed to what you might be doing yourself or you might see other people doing. But again, I will show you where those points split off, and either way, you'll be able to take the knowledge of comboing up to that point to then finish out the end board relative to what you have available in your extra deck. So I think that covers pretty much everything I wanted to say, so let's go ahead and get into these lines. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the 1-card combos, and then we'll do the 2-card combos. But I do want to point out that unlike some other decks which can do a full combo off of 1 card, this is not one of those. We do our full combos with our 2-card plays. But if you really open up with like one, either Riumheart or Reichheart are the 2 lines I'll show you. If you open up one of those cards and like 4 hand traps, literally nothing else, there are things you can do, mainly making Appaloosa, and I'll show you how to do that. Now, this hand is actually, you know, Riumheart plus Meek is a full combo. However, as always as ever, I'm only going to show off the relevant pieces per each combo line. So we're going to pretend that the Meek and the Reichphobia are just like other hand traps, and the Riumheart's the only gas card we have in our hand. So I'm going to start by normal summoning the Riumheart and then activating the effect in order to add a Mannadium spell or trap card. The one we're going to add is Mannadium Abscission. Now we'll activate Mannadium Abscission. This will destroy our Riumheart, and in turn we get to add the field spell Peaceful Planet Calarium from deck to hand. From there we're going to activate Peaceful Planet Calarium and use the effect in order to add the Visas Starfrost from our deck to our hand. Now the Abscission has a graveyard effect we can use to banish it in order to special summon the Visas from our hand. So we're going to go ahead and do so now. And we can link off our Visas Starfrost in order to summon the Scareclaw Light-Heart. Once Scareclaw Light-Heart is link summoned, we can use the effect to add a Primitive Planet Reichphobia from deck to hand, which we will activate over the Calarium. So Calarium is going to the graveyard, Reichphobia is being activated instead. And now we get to add the Scareclaw Reichheart from deck to hand. From here, I'm going to go ahead and special summon the Riechheart to the field and activate the effect in order to add the Scareclaw Arrival from our deck to our hand. And we can go ahead and just use that right now in order to bring back the Visas Starfrost in our graveyard. Okay, so from here, we're going to want to go ahead and make our Cross Sheep. Let's use the Light-Heart as well as the Riechheart, specifically these two as materials. Now we have Cross Sheep on the board, and we're going to activate our Light-Heart effect, rather. Because we have Visas on the field, we can special summon the Light-Heart directly from our graveyard. Now, from here, I will say that if you're playing a generic Link 2 like Pit Knight Early, you can potentially pivot into that here. However, I am not going to be doing that. Because basically what you could do is you can make Vicious Astraloud, banishing the Visas on field, and then one of these two cards. Summoning Astraloud here, Cross Sheep effect will activate, bringing back the other one. And then from there, you just have more materials to work with. But in the interest of keeping in mind not only my build or just generic builds of material, you could also, if you wanted to, just make the 3 material Appaloosa right now using these 3 monsters. I generally don't find, because I've seen combo guides that'll show this line where they make the Pit Knight Early plus the Appaloosa, and while that is nice if you're doing this exact line, I don't find it's worth it to use an extra deck slot for Pit Knight Early for specifically this line. And of course you can make Early in other situations, but there's not many other ones where you really want to be doing it on turn 1. So yeah, if you just want to make a 3 material Appaloosa and you open with only Riumheart and 4 hand traps, this is how you can do that with, again, any build no matter what the engine. But of course it's going to be true of all these combo lines. So let's go ahead and see the next 1-card combo here. Okay, so this other 1-card combo I'm going to show you is if you open the Reichheart and nothing else. I'm just going to use Rhoda to grab it real quick, and obviously we have Fenrir, which you could summon, but otherwise this is pretty close to being like a 1-card combo hand. But anyway, yeah, so if you open Reichheart and, excuse me, nothing else, then you can also end on an Appaloosa, just like with Riumheart. It's actually even simpler. What we're going to do is normal summon the Reichheart and activate the effect in order to add Scareclaw Arrival. Now we can link off our Reichheart in order to summon the Light-Heart. And of course, when Scareclaw Light-Heart is summoned, we get to go ahead and activate the effect and add the Primitive Planet Reichphobia from deck to hand. Let's go ahead and activate that field spell in order to add the Visas Starfrost from our deck to our hand. Okay, from here we get to summon our Visas by popping the Light-Heart. And thanks to Light-Heart's effect, because we control Visas now, we can just go ahead and bring it right back. Let's also activate our Scareclaw Arrival now, and bring back that Reichheart that's in our graveyard. Okay, now from here, we're going to make Cross Sheep, and we're going to use specifically Reichheart and Visas. Alright, now because both of them are in the graveyard, we can banish the Reichheart as well as the Visas Starfrost in order to summon the Vicious Astraloud. Now, unfortunately, we do not have a monster in our graveyard for Cross Sheep to bring back, but we don't necessarily need one here to just go ahead and make our Appaloosa. And there is the other line. So again, our full combos are going to end on much more than just a 3 material Appaloosa. But let's say this Fenrir was just like a Called by the Grave or something, or like Crossout Designator or Imperm or whatever, Droll, another Droll maybe, I don't know. Could be anything that's not gas, right? Then in this situation, yeah, I think it's definitely better to end on a 3 material Appaloosa than nothing. It does eat one of our Vicious Astraloud out of the graveyard, or out of the extra deck rather, and of course we'll banish our Visas and Reichheart, which makes follow-up plays a little bit difficult, but again, I think it is better to have that 3 material Appo than nothing. But now that I've shown you the 1-card lines for emergencies, if you really only open that 1 card, either Rim or Reichheart, now let's go ahead and see the meat and potatoes, the 2-card combos. Okay, so now we're going to start off with our 2-card combos. I'm going to begin with what I consider to be one of the main 2-card combos, which is going to be Riumheart plus Meek / Mannadium Abscission. You can open either Meek or Abscission alongside the Riumheart, and you will achieve the same end board either way. I'll show you where it varies. It's right at the beginning, but in fact, it is the literal first thing you do. When you normal summon Riumheart, you get to add any Mannadium card from your deck to your hand. Because we opened Abscission, I'm going to use the Riumheart effect to add the Meek, but if you open the Meek, you would just add the Abscission here. So that's pretty easy, right? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and special summon that Mannadium Meek because we control the Riumheart. And from there, we're going to activate our Abscission. This will allow us to destroy the Mannadium Meek, and in doing so, we get to add the Peaceful Planet Calarium. The Mannadium Meek's effect will activate to summon another copy from our deck, and we're going to do so. And not only that, we're going to change its level from 2 to 4. Now we can activate the Peaceful Planet Calarium, and I'm going to use this to add the Visas Starfrost from deck to hand. Alright, from here, I'm going to perform a Synchro summon. I'm going to use the now level 4 Mannadium Meek, as well as the level 4 Mannadium Riumheart. Syncing for 8, we're going to make the Accel Synchro Stardust Dragon. You might have noticed that I summoned this in defense mode, just like the Meeks. All this stuff that you're going to be special summoning, you want to summon it in defense mode. And I'll point out why here in just a little bit. It does actually matter. So we're going to summon the Accel Synchro Stardust in defense mode. Use this effect to bring back one of our Mannadium Meeks in defense mode. From here, I get to activate the Visas Starfrost effect, popping the Mannadium Meek. We'll summon Visas Starfrost right here. And then this will trigger both the Mannadium Meek effect as well as the Peaceful Planet Calarium effect. Doesn't super matter what order you do this in. I'll just do Mannadium Meek Chainlink 1 and then Calarium Chainlink 2. This will bring out the Mannadium Meek from our graveyard as well as yet another one from our deck. In defense mode right over there. And I'll summon the third Mannadium Meek from our deck in defense mode right over here. You don't need to change the level of this one, so I'm going to click no. Alright, now I'm going to link summon the Scareclaw Light-Heart, using the Visas Starfrost. Zone placement does matter here, by the way. You want to make sure that Light-Heart is being placed in the EMZ, where the one directly beneath him is going to be open. So we're going to put Light-Heart right over here. Now we get to activate the Light-Heart effect in order to add the primitive planet Reichphobia from deck to hand, which I will now activate over the Calarium. The Reichphobia will allow me to add the Riechheart from deck to hand. And because that zone underneath Light-Heart is available, we can special summon Reichheart to that zone. We're going to use the effect to add a Scareclaw Arrival from deck to hand. And not only that, but this is why putting everything in defense mode matters right here. Because when Riechheart adds a Scareclaw spell or trap upon being summoned, you also get to draw a card if there are 3 or more defense mode monsters on the field. So that's why it mattered to summon everything in defense mode. We get an extra draw here as a result, which of course is always going to be good. Okay, now from here we're going to want to link summon our Cross Sheep. We're going to do that using one of our Mannadium Meeks as well as the Light-Heart. Now, if that second Meek you summoned from deck, if you accidentally made it level 4, you can actually fix that here by using that one specifically as a link material. I just want to throw that out there. If you accidentally made the second Mannadium Meek level 4 when you summoned it from deck, you can fix that, but you have to use it specifically as a material. So we're going to use Meek, and we're going to use Light-Heart. And now we can summon the Cross Sheep. Okay, now from here, we're actually able to special summon the Vicious Astraloud from our extra deck. We can summon it by banishing Visas Starfrost and a monster with 1500 attack and a 2100 defense from our field and our grave. We're obviously going to do both from the graveyard, which is what we're doing here. We're going to banish the Visas as well as the Riumheart. Alright, let's put the Astraloud over here. Again, zone placement matters in that you need one of the Cross Sheep's zones to be open so you can place the Astraloud in it. Now we're going to activate Cross Sheep's effect. Do not activate the Vicious Astraloud effect. It's asking you to destroy a monster on the field, which obviously, since our opponent doesn't have any, we don't want to do that. We're going to just activate Cross Sheep. And we get to bring back one of our Mannadium Meeks in the graveyard. So again, even if you accidentally made one level 4, you can turn it into a level 2 one, like so. Okay, now from here, we're going to go ahead and Synchro Summon for Baronne de Fleur using one of our Meeks and use Astraloud. Do not use Accel Synchro to make the Baron. Use the Vicious Astraloud. I can throw that Baron right over there. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and summon the Bystial Dis Pater using Mannadium Meek as well as the Accel Synchro Stardust. This is why we don't use Accel Synchro Stardust to make Baron, because Bystial Dis Pater needs a dragon material, right? So, alright, from here I can activate Dis Pater's effect. We're going to bring back the Visas Starfrost, which I'll throw right over here. Now I can Synchro Summon Chaos Angel using the Light Visas Starfrost as well as the Dark Scareclaw Reichheart. So now we have the both protection effects because we use the light or a dark. Do not activate this effect to banish a monster on the field. We obviously don't want to be doing that. Now from here, there's a couple of different ways that we can do this. We can activate the Scareclaw Arrival in order to bring back, let's bring back the Visas Starfrost. And the reason that we're going to end up bringing back the Visas Starfrost is because now that we have Visas on the field, we can use Scareclaw Light-Heart's effect to bring itself back from the graveyard as well. Alright, now I talked about during the intro how I'm going to be showing off how to make Elf plus IP, but I would also tell you what to do if you don't play Elf plus IP. If you do not play Elf plus IP, then here you want to link summon the Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess using the Cross Sheep, the Light-Heart, and the Visas Starfrost, and then that would be your end board. But again, we're going to do a little bit better here. What I'm going to do is, instead, I'm going to link summon the Spright Elf. We're going to use the Light-Heart as well as the Cross Sheep. And I guess it's kind of debatable whether you think this is better or not, but the reason that I think it's better is because, well, I'll talk about it after the combo line's over. Alright, now we get to activate our Spright Elf and bring back one of our Mannadium Meeks in the graveyard. We'll summon that right over here. And now we can link summon the IP Masquerena using the Visas as well as the Mannadium Meek. And boom, there we have it. There is the end of the combo line. So we started off with the Riumheart plus the Meek plus Droll, Maxx, and Arrival, and as you can see, we end on the Baron, the Dis Pater, and the Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel summoned both using a light and a dark. That way it offers both protection effects. And again, you could either do Elf plus IP, or you could do Appaloosa how I told you to earlier. The reason I like Elf plus IP is that I think it offers more flexibility, right? It means that we can, during our opponent's turn, potentially go for an Underworld Goddess, but if you decide you want Appaloosa anyway, you can just make that by using Elf, bring back a Meek, and then use Masquerena with Masquerena, Meek, and Elf for the 3-material Appo, which now also will not be able to be destroyed by card effects thanks to the IP Masquerena's effect. So that's why I like playing Elf plus IP. It's pretty much the same thing if you need it to be, but potentially better, and also the diversity to be able to go into Goddess as well. So now that we have established this combo line, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other 2-card combos you can do in this deck. Okay, so here we opened Mannadium Meek plus Visas Starfrost, which is also yet another 2-card combo. So, well, let's go ahead and do it. Alright, I'm going to normal summon the Mannadium Meek, and we can activate Visas Starfrost by destroying that Mannadium Meek, and then specialing the Visas to our field. Now Meek's effect will activate. We're going to summon another Meek from our deck, and we are going to want to change its level to 4. It might seem confusing knowing whether or not to change the Meek's level. Here's what I find to be a good rule of thumb. If it's the first Mannadium Meek that you're summoning, you pretty much always want to make it level 4. If it's the second one, it usually wants to be level 2, but as I talked about in the last combo line, if you make the second one level 4, there are ways to play around that as well. So, alright, now that we have the level 4 Meek on the field, we're going to link summon our Scareclaw Light-Heart using the Visas as a material. And we get to activate the Light-Heart effect in order to add the Primitive Planet Reichphobia, which we will then subsequently activate in order to add the Scareclaw Reichheart. Boop, there it is. Alright, now let's special summon Reichheart to Light-Heart's adjacent zone. Activate the Reichheart effect in order to add Scareclaw Arrival from our deck to our hand. Alright, now from here, we should be able to make the Accel Synchro using these two. Let's put that right over here. And activate Accel Synchro Stardust F in order to bring back the Mannadium Meek. Okay, now from here, let's activate that Arrival that we got. And I'm trying to think. I don't think it actually matters which one of these you bring back. Although, you know what? Let me think about this for a second. Because if let's bring back Visas. I do actually have to think about this for a moment, because there are a couple of different ways that you could sequence this here. Basically, it kind of comes down to what you end up using as a material for the cross sheep, right? Like, it could be Light-Heart plus Visas, or it could be Light-Heart plus Meek, because we're going to bring back a Meek anyway. Although, you know what? No, because we need 2 Meeks if we're going to do 2 different Synchro summons. Yeah, so let's make cross sheep using Light-Heart and Visas. Still a little new to these combos, so I'm just trying to remember it off the top of my head, off the cuff here. Because now we... Yeah, no, this is fine. Because now we're going to banish these 2, yep. And make the Vicious Astraloud. And we still have the Meek in the graveyard, and we can bring that back with the cross sheep. I was trying to remember if I had something to bring back with the cross sheep, and it's the second Meek, of course. So, yeah, we're good. Alright, now from here, we get to make the Baron. We're going to use Meek and Astraloud for that. Again, you do not want to use Accel Stardust to make the Baron, because we're going to use that to make Dis Pater, because Dis Pater needs a dragon non-tuner material, so... Alright, Bystial Dis Pater, I guess I'll throw that over here. Alright, we get to activate the Dis Pater F in order to bring back the Visas, which I'll throw right here. And now that we control Visas, we get to bring back our Light-Heart again. Then I'll just throw that right here. Alright, once again, if you want to make the 3-material Appaloosa, you would do that right here with Cross Sheep, Light-Heart, Visas. But once again, I am going to instead go Cross Sheep and Light-Heart into Spright Elf. And activate the Spright Elf to bring back one of the Meeks. And then summon IP using Meek and Visas. Boom, there you have it. There is Meek plus Visas. It's not quite as good as the previous end board. It's almost the exact same, except we don't end with the Chaos Angel as well. So while we are lacking that, this is, of course, still more than a fine end board. The Pater and the Baron offering disruption of their own. And as I keep pointing out, here I have elected to summon Elf plus IP, but as I pointed out just a few moments ago, you can also just make a 3-material Appaloosa if you would prefer to do that instead. So, let's see, I think we should have at least one more 2-card combo to show off, so let's go into that here. Okay, so the next 2-card combo that I'm going to show you is if you open Mannadium Meek plus Mannadium Abscission. So let's dive right into it. Going to start, of course, by normal summoning the Mannadium Meek, and then we will activate the Mannadium Abscission. Popping the Meek, adding the Peaceful Planet Calarium, and then we get to activate the Meek effect. We'll summon it in defense mode, and again, because this is the first Meek we are summoning this turn, we're going to bump the level up to 4. Alright, Peaceful Planet Calarium is coming down next. We're going to add the Visas Starfrost from our deck to our hand. The reason we're adding Visas is because we get to use the Abscission effect now, banish it from the yard, and specialing that Visas from our hand. We now get to link off the Visas for the Scareclaw Light-Heart. And we'll use Light-Heart's effect in order to grab the Reichphobia. This part of the combo line might seem a little bit familiar now. That is because we are in pretty much the same place we were in the last combo line. And this is kind of what I meant when I said that once you get that, like, once you start getting one of these combo lines down, you'll just kind of get the flow of the combo, right? And, like, what you need to be playing and the order you need to be playing it in, all that stuff. So, now that we've activated Reichphobia and added the Riechheart, we're going to special the Riechheart to Light-Heart's adjacent zone and activate the effect of Riechheart to add the Scareclaw Arrival. Now, from here, we're going to Synchro Summon for our Accel Synchro Stardust using Meek, that is level 4, plus the Riechheart. Activate our Accel Synchro F to bring back one of the Mannadium Meeks. Alright, from here we're going to activate the Arrival. Let's bring back... I just did this combo line, I'm like trying to remember it all over again. Alright. Bring back the Visas, and then we get to make the Cross Sheep. Now I'm trying to remember again if, like, you know, the order matters, and I just gotta trust myself. I know what I'm doing here. Yeah, we're gonna use Light-Heart and Visas in order to make the Cross Sheep. Now we can summon the Astraloud by banishing the Riechheart and the Visas in our graveyard. Summon that to Cross Sheep zones specifically, in order to proc the Cross Sheep F, in order to bring back the other Meek in our graveyard. Alright, now we make the Baron. Let's use Meek and Vicious Astraloud, rather. Alright, now we get to make the Dis Pater, using Meek and Accel Synchro. Alright, from here we're going to use Pater's F to bring back the Visas Starfrost. You do want to bring that one specifically back, because now we get to summon Light-Heart from our graveyard. And stop me if you've heard this one before, but if you are not playing Elf plus IP, you link Cross Sheep, Light-Heart, and Visas Starfrost. I keep mixing their names up. Visas Starfrost here for the 3-material Appaloosa, but because we are on Elf plus IP, we're going to make those two. Cross Sheep and Light-Heart become the Elf. Elf effect will bring back one of the Mannadium Meeks. And then those two link off for the IP Masquerena. And yet again, there we have it. Our 2-card combo with Meek plus Abscission is what we started with this one. So, really, because the last combo line was that we showed with Abscission was Riumheart plus Meek or Abscission, you can kind of open any combination of those, any 2-card combination of those 3 cards, and you'll be good. But again, the difference, obviously, in opening Meek plus Abscission slash Riumheart, or sorry, no, Riumheart plus Abscission slash Meek, is that you also end on the Chaos Angel. So, I'm trying to remember, I think there's like one more combo line, but there might not be. If there's not, we'll move on to the outro, but if there is, we'll show that. So let me just find this real quick. But if this is not going to yield anything, then yeah, this will be the end of the video here. Okay, last combo line for 2-card combos that I'm going to show off here is going to be if you open Riumheart plus Visas. Now, the last couple of 2-card combos we saw did not end on the Chaos Angel, but I think if I remember correctly, this one actually does. So let's find out here. I'm going to start by normal summoning the Mannadium Riumheart and activating the effect. And I want to be adding exactly Meek here. Not just because I already have Abscission. I'm actually going to ignore this Abscission. Again, this is Riumheart plus Visas. And so we want to add exactly Mannadium Meek. I'm going to grab that here. Alright, we can special the Meek over here. Activate the Visas effect now to pop the Meek. And special Visas. Now, Meek effect is going to activate. This is the first Meek that we're summoning from deck this turn, so we are going to bump its level up to 4. Alright, from here, let us make the Light-Heart using the Visas. Let's activate Light-Heart's effect to grab the Reichphobia. Yep. We're going to activate that now. And add the Riechheart. Let's special summon Riechheart and activate the effect in order to add the Scareclaw Arrival. Oh, you know what? I did this in the wrong order because I could have actually drawn a card here. That's fine. I mean, it's not fine. I should have done that, but yeah, what you should have done first is what I'll show you here. is Synchro summoned for that Accel Stardust, right? And then activated the effects to bring back the Mannadium Meek. And then, yeah, if I had summoned Riechheart, then I would have drawn an extra card. So that was a misplay on my part. But definitely do the Accel Synchro Stardust before you go into this stuff, so that way you don't miss out on the draw like I did there. But in any case, let's go ahead and now we can summon our Cross Sheep. Let's do that with Riechheart and Light-Heart. And let's also go ahead and special summon our Vicious Astraloud. I'm going to banish the Visas and the Riumheart from my graveyard. Put that in Cross Sheep's other zone. So proc the Cross Sheep F. And I'm going to bring back the Meek, the second Meek. Alright, now from here, let's make good old Baronne de Fleur. And on top of that, let's go ahead and summon Baron's best friend and partner in crime. At least it seems like in all the decks I'm playing lately. Bystial Dis Pater. We can activate the Bystial Dis Pater to bring back that Visas. And with Visas on our field, we can bring back Scareclaw Light-Heart. Let's activate the Scareclaw Arrival now. For the right card that's still in our graveyard. And yeah, now we can Synchro Summon for the Chaos Angel. We will not activate that because we don't want to be banishing here. Although, ooh, is that... Oh, no. Oh, that's right. We are going to actually end up using the second Vicious Astraloud here. I was trying to remember where the extra material comes in, and that's where it is. So, yeah, let's go ahead and just summon that. I think it doesn't matter if we summon that now, right? Yeah, it doesn't. We can just summon that now. So this combo line does end up using your second Vicious Astraloud, which isn't like the most ideal thing in the world, but it's not that big of a deal, I don't think. So we're not going to activate that because it's going to destroy a card. Let's make Spright Elf using Light-Heart and Cross Sheep. Put that Elf over here. Now we can activate our Elf's effect to bring back one of our Meeks. And funnily enough, if you wanted to, instead of IP, you could actually make, if you have another level 10 Synchro, just make that instead, but... Oh, and then of course, if you want to make Appaloosa, you just do it with Cross Sheep, Light-Heart, and Astraloud. But again, we're going to make Elf plus IP. So there you go. This combo line, like I said, it does use your second Vicious Astraloud, but it does also end you on the Chaos Angel to, again, add additional protection for both Dis Pater and Baron. And as I pointed out earlier, Cross Sheep, Light-Heart, and Vicious Astraloud, when we had those three here, could have just linked those off for a 3-material Appo if you're not on Elf plus IP. But I am, so I made Elf plus IP instead. And yeah, I think that is finally going to do it. There are all of the combo lines that I wanted to show off. Again, like I said, I wanted to show off all of these combo lines that could apply to just about any Mannadium deck, regardless of the engine that you use. So hopefully you found this content helpful. Hopefully this makes the deck a little bit more accessible for you. And if it did, definitely don't be afraid to leave a comment in the, well, comment section below to let me know that. I do very much appreciate hearing from you all. But that is going to go ahead and do it. So let us now move to our outro. Alright everybody, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching it all the way to the very end. That means a whole lot to me, and it's also a fantastic way to support the channel. And if you're interested in supporting the channel in other ways besides YouTube, there are plenty of ways to do that. If you check out the description below, you'll find a bunch of links down there. One of them goes to my Patreon. You're actually seeing the names of everyone subscribed to the Patreon on the screen right now. So if you're interested in getting your name in the credits here at the end, if you want to see more daily Master Duel content, or if you're interested in one-on-one private coaching sessions, I offer all of that on Patreon. I also stream live on Twitch. Feel free to go ahead and click that link and follow and or subscribe there. I also have the Discord community, if you want to follow that link, where hundreds of duelists have already signed up. Free to join, and you can just come hang out, talk about the game, and chill in general. Final link that's going to be in the description is my Twitter. You can follow that if you want some more notifications of what's happening with the channel. So, all in all, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.